Hello Sagittarius, welcome back to the Spirit's Path, and this is your June horoscope for 2021, and I'm dressed up like winter because it is cold in May. That's when I'm taping this. Wind's blowing a little bit, fingers are starting to get a little cold, so cards hopefully fly out really well. But before we get started and looking at it, I am your month of June. I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to draw one card for the theme and then one card for each week for the month of June, and then we'll relate it. But before I get into that, let's look at how the year is going. All right, this is the year of the ancestor, listening to that universal beat, walking your spiritual path, and taking that opportunity to walk through the birch trees with commitment and moving forward on whatever that spiritual path may be for you. You started out in January by clearing things out with the Seven of Bows. Clearing out old emotions, clearing out old stuff, clearing out old thoughts, clearing out, maybe a stopping of activity, all right? Bows is all about creative action. It's all about, creative energy as well as fire energy. Okay, so, action energy. So in January, you were clearing things out. In February, the Page of Stones showed up. Okay, now the pages are messengers, and they like to bring those messages out. And the messages it said is, when you were clearing things out in January, what did you learn? All right, and where do you need to be dedicated into maintaining that clearing out, Sagittarius? All right. March was a Three of Arrows and jealousy. And, maybe there was some jealousy going on. Hopefully there was blessings being put upon you. Okay, but, if the Page of Stones is asking you on where do you need to be, more dedicated, maybe that's, has something to do with a relationship. And maybe if you were clearing things out for a relationship, all right, maybe that has to do with, not being worried about the way somebody did something, right, in that relationship. Maybe it's just moving forward and saying, you know what, I'm done. Okay, I'm going to move forward with what's going on. April, the Queen of Stones and the Bear showed up. And she's asking you what needs to be preserved. And she is looking towards the future. She's not looking back towards March. All right? She's a protector. She's got that queenly advice that's out there. She's a fierce protector. She's a nurturer. Well, all the queens are nurturer. All right? And she's looking into May. And May was brought out with the Six of Stones exploitation, about using your resources correctly. Okay, so, as she was looking from April into May, she's saying to yourself, where do you need to preserve those resources? All right, as you're clearing things out, as you're learning things, as, that Three of Arrows with that jealousy, there's a lot of, let's say, 3 out of the 5 cards have fire in them. Seven of Bows has fire in the background. Three of Arrows has fire on top of that heart. And then you've got the Six of Stones here. Really the Queen of Stones, let's say that's a sunset or a sunrise. You've got a lot of orange. So, in May, it was all about, exploitation. Are you using your resources correctly? Were you being nurtured in April going into May to make sure that you use things wisely as you're clearing things out this year. And this, it could be clearing out of a, mental attitude, or, maybe it's actually clearing out stuff from your house. So let's look and see what June brings you, Sagittarius. So the theme for the month for you, and we're just going to look at one card. One card for the theme. We'll take this one right here. Five of Vessels, ecstasy. Okay, so here you are clearing things out. Five's the midway point. Here this gal is dancing around a pentagram, the Five of the Vessels. She's got the universe in front of her. She's got a rattle and maybe 2 rattles, and she's just dancing. She's dancing for that ecstasy of just being out there, just enjoying life. All right, it's kind of like that Three of Vessels joy card, but here she's showing it. She's letting the universe guide her. She's letting the universe, put her steps into action. All right, and she's joyful. She's happy. She's glad. All right, she's carefree, right? And she's just dancing to, you want to talk about dancing to a universal beat. That's what's going on for you this month in June, Sagittarius. You're going to be dancing to your own beat. And you're going to do so, exuberantly and with joy. So let's see how this relates to, the rest of the weeks. So that first week is going to be represented by the King of Vessels and the Heron. All right. Now, the King of Vessels is about psychic perception. It's about intuition. All right. He's going to ask you, where do you need to be more tolerant? As well as, who's depending on you. So, we'll go ahead and clarify that with the ecstasy card here in a little bit. Let's see what the second week pulls up for you, Sagittarius. That second week is represented by the life lessons of the world tree. So you're going to be ending a cycle in that second week. Maybe that's why you're dancing, right? Maybe all this hard clearing energy has got you to the point where, you know what? I'm done. I'm happy. I've made some money off of this clearing, if so, and it's time to move forward. The third week is going to be the Stag. I like to call this a justice card too, because the Stag goes through the wildwood forest and he makes sure that everything remains the way it should be. Okay, if somebody does something in the wildwood forest that shouldn't be, he's there to fix it. He's there to make it right. 2 life lessons cards during this 5 of Vessels and ecstasy. Wow. And then Sagittarius, your fourth week is going to be represented by the Woodward. So this is going to be a very powerful month for you, Sagittarius. 3 life lessons cards. I'm going to put the cards up so they don't blow away. 3 life lessons cards have popped up for you in the last 3 weeks of June. And maybe that's why, you're dancing. Dancing to the universal beat. Okay? The King of Vessels giving you that kingly advice of that psychic perception. Here you've gone through this month so far. You listen to your beat, you're clearing things out, you're learning stuff as you're clearing things out. Maybe there was some jealousy going on in March. Maybe you were being blessed. All right, you're being protected by the Queen of Stones in April, and in May, okay, I want to make sure I use my resources right, especially if I'm clearing things out. And here you go into the month of June and you're dancing with joy. So, the clearing out that you've done has actually opened up some space. The Queen of Stones even says that, where can you make space? It's opened up space a couple months later. And you realize that. You feel more free, you feel more exuberant, you feel more energetic based on what's going on. And then, that first week, the King of Vessels shows up and says, okay, where do you need to be more tolerant? It's great to let your feelings show, but don't do so in a way where it's egotistical, right? Also look at it as, say, it's great to be out there and partying all month because you're free. And maybe this is a relationship. Maybe you've cleared out a relationship and you've learned something, saying, what, I don't want to go back to the way it used to be. And, maybe there were some jealous feelings along that way. But the Queen of Stones said, what, I'll protect you. You have to make space. You have to be out there to, need to be preserved. What needs to be preserved? Your emotional fortitude needs to be preserved. And then you realize in the month of May during that relationship that, I've been exploited all this time. Somebody's been using me wrongly for their resources, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to use my resources wrong. And this month, you're dancing for joy. But show some tolerance in that joy. Maybe, some people in your family still need to depend on you. And that's what that King of Vessels is coming out. That second week, represented by the life lessons card of the world tree. Okay, so here you're completing the cycle. Maybe the cycle's over. Okay, you've walked that maze. You've gone through the world tree, and now you're ready to start a new adventure. Okay, you've gained some knowledge, you've gained some wisdom, and that and that in itself should make you dance for joy. That should make you dance exuberantly and excitedly. Okay, just knowing that the cycle's complete is good enough for you, Sagittarius, to start dancing. And in the third week, you see Justice as a ride, the stag. Okay, and he's got the world tree on his shield. Okay, he's protecting you along this journey this month. He's going to mete out justice where justice is deemed worthy. Okay, he's going to make sure that everything stays the way it should within the forest. All right, and he's going to make sure that those that are out there are going to be apprehended for it. Okay, and brought to justice. Okay, that's why he wields that axe. All right, it's a man-made axe. It's not, and this looks like a man that's standing there, but yet he's got the hood of the elk because he wants to blend in with the forest. So here you've ended the cycle last week. Now justice is going to be, coming out, and you know what? If it's a relationship issue, congratulations, because this is coming to an end for you. All right, and that's reason to celebrate. It's reason to dance for joy. And then that fourth week is represented by the Woodward. Okay, it's represented by the Strength card of what the Woodward has. The stag and the Woodward work hand in hand. Okay. One is out there to keep the peace. The other one's meant to, keep everything strong. Keep you strong. Your mental fortitude strong. Your emotional fortitude strong. All right? Keep you strong during this process. Because, if this is a relationship and things are coming to an end, you're going to need to be strong in the end. Because you're going to be dancing for 30 days this month. All right, and it's going to seem so joyful and so exuberant, and so exciting. You're not going to know when to stop. Sooner or later, your strength's going to run out, and that Woodward's there to pick you up. That Woodward's there to keep you, saying hey, take it easy. I've got this cup. I've got a little cup here. Take some time to give yourself some stamina. Give yourself some sustenance. Right. So there you have it, Sagittarius. For the month of June, it's represented by the Five of Vessels and ecstasy. Enjoy this month. It's one of the better months that you've had, for the year as you're walking through your spiritual path. Hit that like button for me, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel, Sagittarius. And we'll see you in the month of July. Take care, God bless, and dance, dance, dance.